What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? We are talking about Blackcake tonight, me and the ladies. This is a recap with the ladies, not movie night with the ladies, but this is recap. And we are talking about Blackcake. This is based off an actual novel, and we have a star-studded cast. I believe this was one of the books that Oprah had in her book club a long time ago. And that this is the book is very good. I know one of our ladies on the panel is also reading the book, so we might have to troubleshoot with Miss EJ, the TV junkie, and talk about this. And my sister also, she read the book too, so we're gonna get into it. Let me bring my ladies in. I got EJ, the TV junkie. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. And then I got Candy Love.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Hi. And I got Inga. She's here. And BX is coming. She getting ready to get off the train. She making big moves. She was live here, live there. She doing how I was doing a couple of years back. She moving dolo from state to state. So she's
Happy
gonna get here.
Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, happy Wednesday. She's gonna get here and we're gonna talk it out. So what being that you're here, Inga, I know we have our little conversations about the Blackcake. What is your impressions about it? And then I'm gonna go with you, Candy. You're next, so get your answer ready. Okay,
All right.
so what are your
Let me show my face to the
show
people.
your face to
Hey,
the
people. Hey, family.
And
Um, I have to give it to my girl Tamika. Actually, all of y'all, really. I have to give it to all you. Y'all kept saying, watch this, please watch Black Cake. And I say, what is this? And I looked at the trailer and I said, I don't know about this one. This probably ain't my thing. And I said, and Tamika kept saying, no, trust me, it's good. And then I said, okay, let me start with episode 1. Boy, I got into it. And I couldn't stop watching. I was waiting for the next episode. So I thank y'all for turning me on to this. And I loved it. I wanted more. I was mad when it ended because I ain't like the way that it ended. So I wanted more and more and more. So it was good to me.
On that because that's one of our questions for tonight with the trivia. That is the trivia. I mean, the poll question for tonight, which is because we really like this series, and we're looking forward. Well, I know a lot of us is, but this is the vote. Does Blackcake have you wanting to see a season 2? So please cast your vote, and by the end of the show, we're gonna know what's good. I know I want to see another one, and I do too because the way she said it. So yeah, I would love to see a number 2 because I still feel like they have more of a story to tell.
Yes, because me and LSW, we did not like how it ended.
All right, so Kenzie, Love.
What's up? What's up? I'm here.
I want you to tell me your thoughts about the series.
Oh man. Ooh. I'm like Inga. I wanted more. But it was a very good series. I was engulfed and overwhelmed at the same time with the writing, the storytelling. Everything was great about it. Well, I'm not gonna say I was overwhelmed. It was just a great story from beginning to end. You always wanted more. You always want to know more about the other people that was involved in the story, like what happened with them, what took place with them, who, what, when, where, how, and why. It was all the feels. It was just a very good, well-written series, and it was excellent from A to Z.
All right,
hey, ladies.
Hey,
hi, Tamika.
Hey,
look, I was telling them you was moving dolo from state to state.
Yeah, I was getting busy
got
today.
off the train, y'all. EJ, tell me your first thoughts about the entire series. You were one of the ones that read the book out of our group.
Mhm.
So can you give us your take on it, please?
My mic on. Sorry, y'all. I
That's
was
okay.
downstairs. Yeah, now I gotta turn my other head on. Yeah.
There she go.
I was like, I don't never be on camera. I said I'm downstairs, so I'm trying to turn my camera on.
Show your
Oh,
beautiful
okay.
face.
So
Yeah, show your pretty face.
appreciate y'all. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was dope. The book itself, since you were asking about the book as well, the book is good. It does not fully follow the book, which they had to make it for TV, which is fine. They followed it for the most part of it, to be honest. A lot of it. In the book though, just to balance some stuff out, they don't go further. So like the ending that you get is the true ending. So if there is a season, there's a next season, which I'm pretty sure there will be. It is going to be purely, based off of where they started from, like just
Okay.
and I think that that's a dope idea because honestly, I thought it was going to be a limited series because I read the book and I was like, oh, this is going to be a limited series. Then when I saw how it ended, I was like, oh, there's no way. It's too much more story.
Okay. So
I
the book
agree.
ended the way we
Yeah.
saw it too. Okay.
Right.
I didn't know that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tamika,
That's
please jump in
interesting.
there and
Definitely.
tell us what your thoughts was about the series.
Yeah, I like the series. Y'all know I was telling everybody and their mother that would listen about this series because I wasn't really expecting much from it. And I was watching it and I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is really supposed to be about. But the minute you start watching, it draws you in. Like they told the story so well. And it definitely made me want to go and order the book too. I have not even got a chance to read it yet, though.
I might have to get the audio version. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that goes to show how good it is because I think a lot of people that read it was like, okay, how are they going to do the show versus somebody that's watching the show? And I just felt like, well, the book probably have even more details. And if I feel like they telling this story so good on screen, it made you curious, like, well, what the heck is in the book? That's probably even more details than what's on here. And I also originally thought it was just supposed to be a limited series, but when it ended, I kind of felt like they could still go, further if they really want to. They could definitely get some more seasons in there because they just like had us where we was like, what else and what else and what else? Like,
I know because we was waiting to watch it every week. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Tamika, you weren't on camera yet, but I said, I don't know if you heard it because you weren't on camera yet, but I said it was Tamika who kept saying, no, girl, you got to watch this.
Yes, I kept telling
all of y'all
people.
recommended it to me, but you kept saying, oh, no, you're going to see it. And then you were right. I had to give it to you right. Yeah.
Definitely was worth the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, LSW. Once you watch one episode, you can't wait for the next one. So true.
Yeah, you are real good. Absolutely. And I'm gonna go. What's up, Nita? So I'm gonna go in here. Yeah. Please be sure to go to all our channels and hit the like button. I love that blue you got, Candy. You should have been on camera. That is wow. I love it.
All right.
All right. I don't know why y'all not showing y'all pretty faces. Okay. Anywho, moving on. Okay. I wanted to talk about the cast before we jump into it. It had an all-star cast. No, not really an all-star cast, but it had some familiar faces. I'll say that. But Glenn Turman, that's the guy that was married to Aretha Franklin back in the day, right?
Legend.
And he played the lawyer. And it seemed like he also played Kobe's special friend after the mother passed away.
Right. That's what I said. Oh,
I know he was talking about it in the cut, y'all.
Yeah.
So we was thinking that they probably had a little thing going on because they just older people and they're at that stage where they need companions. So something probably popped off with us. But anywho, Tamika, do you know any? I know you be having your little FYI for your information things about series. Do you have
shine a light
that you got to shine the light on? All right.
I don't have none for this one, y'all. Shoot, I was like, I hope I can remember everything that happened because I ain't get to rewatch it. But I
Mhm.
think I can, y'all already spoke about the fact that it was a book, and it's, a book had the same name as this one. I believe the author, what was her name? Is a bestseller. I'm mad that I didn't know about it before now. I was like, I'm late to the party. Usually I'll be knowing about these books.
My sister, she actually said, I don't even want to watch it. Yeah, I want to read the book first. So she's on, I believe she just started watching it because I was like, yo, I'm getting ready to do this tonight. She's like, all right, well, I'll be in the chat. I'll be there in spirit. So I wanted to start off with the series, how she's a Black woman that surfs, y'all. And they act like that's like a unicorn. But if you from the islands, that's what they did over there. I don't know why people act like all Black people's afraid of water. That's a myth, y'all.
Right,
That's a myth
right.
that they like to keep up with us too.
Yeah.
That we don't swim and that
She was a great swimmer.
Yes.
A surfer.
A swimmer that could probably what was her I know Tamika knows this. What was her all-time dream for her as what she wanted to do with herself in life? Don't tell me I got you stumped because you ain't watch it. You ain't watching in a while because you watched this before all of us. Is she frozen?
Can I guess?
I think she's frozen. Yeah, she's frozen.
Oh, I was gonna say now. I don't know. I might be wrong. But was it go to the Olympics or something?
She wanted it. No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. Okay. She was such a great swimmer. I thought maybe she wanted to swim in the Olympics.
She did want to be a professional swimmer though. Like she wanted to swim in competition and stuff like that. So they was talking about going to like they were training to either swim across. I'm trying to figure it. I know they was practicing to be on a swim team, but they didn't talk about going to the Olympics. They wanted to go somewhere else to join a team to swim though. Anybody else remember that or no?
I don't remember the exact of what it was, but that's along the lines. It was something to go do something professional. They were going to leave the islands basically.
That was the dream, to leave the island.
Right.
All right, so
she was good at it too.
Yeah, both of them was.
Her and
our friend Bunny.
Bonnie.
Yeah.
So what? We could talk about her in a whole because we find out that she ends up liking Kofi.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
it was evident that she liked her. You could tell she did because every time she mentioned boys,
she was frozen, so she got kicked out.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, she's bad.
No, every time she mentioned Kobe mentioned boys, she always was like, no, it was, she would always have something not negative to say, but she wasn't always willing to say, yeah, I like him or I want to go on a date with him or whatever. It was always, like she didn't really, but you could tell she liked Kobe before she even mentioned it, before it was brought up.
Yeah.
Okay, but so we see the beginning starts with adult Kofi, but her son knows her as Eleanor. And we see that she had an accident swimming. She went swimming without her wetsuit on, and it was in the middle of January. And she had like an accident where she basically fell in the water and she was brought to the hospital. Where
she was surfing and hit her head, I think.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
And where we find out that she has a brain tumor. And her son Byron takes it pretty hard. And he seems like he's the only one really here that's taking care of her now because he's calling his sister Benny and she's not answering the phone.
Let me ask a quick question to you, Richie. Do you think that it was an accident or do you think she was trying to unalive herself?
It wasn't an accident.
Okay, I didn't think it was.
I didn't think it was an accident. I think
he
she
knew
was
it too. Byron knew it too. He was like, "What are you trying to do to yourself, Mom?"
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't think it was. I think she knew what was happening.
Yeah, I don't think it
I,
was either.
Yeah,
all of
she
the tape,
revealed it in
all
the
of
end that she
the
tried.
made.
That
So
she
I
that's what
believe
she
she
wanted to
did
do.
this. She did this thinking she was gonna leave those tapes.
Yeah.
And I didn't even explain that yet. I apologize, y'all. And she was gonna leave the earth like that. I think.
Well, she
Mm-hmm.
hasn't even made this
Well,
yet. You got to remember that when she does this, she hasn't made the tapes yet. She has when she has that accident, well, quote unquote accident, she is trying to go. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what triggered her or what it was, but she's had a lot of loss. But she's low key trying to take her own life. She's a professional swimmer. No matter how
Right.
you get, she knows how to handle those waters. She went
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
out on purpose without a wetsuit, so it was evident that that's what she was trying to do. And then she makes the tapes after the fact, after
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
find out
Right.
it was a tumor, until
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she was
Okay.
overwhelmed with grief and everything that she had going on. She couldn't, she had to escape her life. So everything that she had going on prior to this day was
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming for her. So
Mm-hmm.
she was just trying
Mm-hmm.
to take herself out because she just couldn't take it anymore.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
she just
Yeah.
had a moment. Like sometimes people
Hmm.
have a weak moment because she's been dealing
Yes.
with it for a long time, and for her to
Yeah,
that then it just had to have been a moment.
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So my question, being that you're the person that read the book, and you know how we have to fill in stuff with certain things. My question is, do you think she knew she was sick already when she did the thing in the water?
Mm-mm. Well, if you're talking about the book version of it, if I'm not mistaken, in the book she actually knows prior to, but in the television show she doesn't. But in the book
Right.
she did she
I
did.
always felt that she did know.
Yeah,
But
that's
for the
how
Well,
I
she
doctor,
felt.
said
I
she
felt
said
like
that
she
that explains the
that's how I
headache.
felt. I felt that when the
right.
doctor came in there, and when this doctor walked in there and told what was going on, he was surprised. He didn't know, but I think she knew. That's how I felt. At least
Well,
Yeah,
she
that's the
but
way
said
I
that explains the
Yeah.
headaches.
she said that
Yeah.
Her response.
she didn't
Yes. She
know.
said that explains the headaches, but it still
Hmm.
kind of came across to me like she knew, and she more so was feeling like, you know what? I'm not gonna go by that. I'm not gonna believe what they say, and I could probably fix it this way or that way. A lot of times they feel like they can have remedies, and they like, I'm just gonna rebuke this. This ain't really
Hmm.
happening right now. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's the way I was taking it. But because the doctor kept saying like, "Are you gonna tell him?" Or should I? She knows she can't really give that out without her permission,
She
and
was like,
so
"It's all right."
yeah,
Hmm. I think
that's the way it came
once the
across
doctor
to
said
me.
that, I think she was fine with that diagnosis because she was
Mm-hmm.
already ready. She wanted to leave. So when she said that she had a brain tumor, it
Mm-hmm.
was like a sigh of relief for her, so to speak.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So okay.
My goodness.
I want I like that she called the her kids B&B because they both
Yeah.
had the initials.
Yeah, that was sweet.
So let's talk about Kofi's father because now we're going back to Jamaica, y'all.
All right,
So
Inga, get your shoes on.
who wants to describe him? Who wants to talk about him first? Because I didn't like her father.
Mm-mm.
I guess I'll go. So Kobe's father, was a gambler, of course. He was immigrant to that country. Ironically, if we go into his backstory of how his family came there, and just like most immigrants, they're able to get, certain things in certain. We ain't even gonna go there. Never mind. I'm about to go.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, they have a store basically that was passed down to him, and I'm trying my hardest not to cross the book over with the thing because there are a little more details about their story. So I'm trying to see if they did all the details of the story on how he got to where he was. But we do learn that his family was having some hard times, and how he learned how to gamble was because he was trying to feed his family. And he started fighting chickens. You know, they did chicken fights and stuff like that over there. And so, and that's kind of where his gambling started at, and where his issue came at. He saw that he could win and he could provide for his family. And that just continued on into his adult life. So, of course, he's a habitual gambler. And now he meets this Black woman and they have a thing and they have this child and she can't take it no more. So, you know, she kind of cut him because of his whole gambling situation. And, you know, he's there with his daughter, Kobe, and he does some questionable things when it comes to his daughter and made some horrible decisions. I think that deep down inside, he loved his daughter and he felt regret after what he did, that he does the things that he did because he was desperate, but I still think it was trash, and I think that it was a horrible thing for a father to do to their daughter, to be honest. And he like figures that out. I think he regrets it instantly.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot of feedback on somebody's, and I don't know who it is.
Oh, I don't have anything on.
I don't have anything on.
It just stopped. Okay, I don't know who it is. Okay, my oh damn. The father, I didn't. He was gambling from a young kid. He looked like he was about maybe 8 or 9, and he was gambling.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that's embedded in him.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for him to break. But it was just like at one point I was so angry with him with the foolery that he was doing, and how he was trying to like. He just seemed like a real narcissist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it seems like he gambled out of necessity, but then it became a habit. It became he became dependent on it.
Yup.
And it made things worse. Of course, you know, when I think Nicole was 16, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like it was no turning back from his gambling addiction per se. Yeah, I could have choked him though.
My father got on my last nerve.
He did.
Yeah.
To
he was loving. He was loving, but he was a terrible father. He could tell he loved. Well, I ain't gonna say he loved her. He just didn't want her to be with nobody. Of course, I understand because she was underage, but still, yet
Miss Rosa.
He was terrible.
I might get kicked out, y'all.
Okay.
I don't know what's going because my whole screen is stuck now.
Well, Candy, you know how I like taking people out. I wanted to go to Jamaica and find his behind.
I know.
And tear his behind up. You know, I got a list of people that I just need to go around and just take them out. And he's on the list.
We need to get your GoFundMe right so you can take a first class trip.
As he should
be on the list.
I'll give y'all a fun fact about the book because it's definitely different from how the TV show went. They actually go and find the father. The father is in, and maybe this might happen in the next series.
I'm thinking so.
But
that's what I wanted.
Yeah, they're gonna go and because this is one of the things that she wanted. She wants them to know about their where they come from. And so they're going to go and find the father. He's still much alive. And ironically, he's very successful now. And, you know, he does have another family and stuff, but he's moved away too. But I can't remember. I think he's in the States. He's in the States as well. So I think he's like in Florida or something like that. I just thought that
that's what I needed.
See, we still need this.
I need that information. Thank you for that.
We still need this.
I wanted to know what happened. Like Monique Johnson said, I need to know what happened to Kobe's mother while she dipped off on the daughter.
Yeah, I want to know what happened to Kobe's mother.
Wait. We gotta talk about what happened.
I needed that. Yes, and I agree with Monique.
This is what look. EJ, we gotta save you for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
probably the last 15, so you can fill us in and give us an olive branch. So we start going next
together.
All right,
I needed that information.
Look, we have our book residents on here.
They need to give us 10 episodes. Not what we had 8. We needed 10. So 2 more episodes could have wrapped it up a little bit better.
I think so too, Inga. But I think what they was trying to do was bring that season 2 in. Is what I think they was really trying to do. Okay. And they wanted to keep some of the story without bringing you in with the whole. That's what I think. I don't know.
I'm hoping there's a season 2. We got to keep our ears to the street and hear.
Oh,
see if
yeah.
they even knew.
Yeah,
I
because
hope
the
it
older
is.
people have a story, like Bunny, the daddy,
What happened
where
to
is
her?
the mama?
Yeah.
The daughter was Matilda. What's going on with her son's father? Like, we got a lot of loose ends. Like, they're gonna have to
Yes. By the
tell
time
us
we
in
see
season
Bonnie,
2.
Bonnie again, she was an older woman. We need to know
Mhm.
what happened with her from a child till she got
Mhm.
grown. So
Yeah,
yeah.
what happened with her in between? Yeah.
All right, but before we go there,
No.
look, I can't even do nothing because my screen is freaking frozen. I call my
But
stuff.
we remember a lot of stuff.
So
You know.
okay, I'm moving on to this. What did y'all think about Gibbs? I liked him.
Yeah, Gibbs is nice.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have to say,
Yeah,
who was that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He was nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was good for her.
Yes. Oh, most definitely.
He was
good for
caring.
her.
He was kind. He was everything. You know,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
he was a dream.
Yes.
And
yes.
Also was that thing that she needed to bring her to keep her identity, because you could tell that in the privacy with them, they were still Gibbs and Covey, even though they were very careful about their other identities because of that little mix up when that oopsie when he calls her Covey. Let you know that they're still trying to keep their their identities, so she can keep a piece of herself. And I like.
all right, look, I might have to go out and come back in because I'm stuck.
Okay.
Okay, we hold it
I'll see what
down.
happens. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we got it. But
And then and we also I want to know some more information about the sister. I know we ain't got there yet. I don't want to put the track shoes on, but that's why we need another
now Benny,
some more parts.
Relationship with what's his name, Steve.
Yeah, him and even the new sister, the half white sister.
Matilda.
We need to know more about her.
And Matilda?
I think that's what they're gonna do for you next. Is they're going to it's Mabel, and I think
Mabel.
Mabel, yeah.
They're gonna.
You said Matilda.
That's her middle name Matilda or something like that.
No, I think it was
Mabel.
Yeah, it was
Matilda. But the middle name was
Matilda's
Matilda, right?
her middle name, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember the mama kept calling her that in the when she gave birth to her, because I think that's her mother's name.
Oh, okay.
And gave her, and they allowed her to keep. They kept that name. Like that was one of the requests that the nuns asked the family who kept her to keep the name, to keep part of her name. So they kept that as her middle name.
Right.
Let me know when y'all
got all nuns. So did y'all talk about the hurricane?
No, we were just having small talk, girls. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
All right. So she almost. I like the fact that her and Gibbs went off to that little cave, but then they got back, and
the storm.
Bunny didn't want Bunny didn't want them to go there.
Yeah.
Bonnie didn't want them to go there because she wanted to be in that cave with Kofi.
You could tell it too. You could tell that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
I can't believe that he looked like he got another family round. I was watching this with somebody that was born in Jamaica. They lived there till they was like a teenager. And she said they really used to do stuff like that back in the day, as far as how she was given away to the neighborhood drug dealer. But then he was I'll say he's the neighborhood loan shark, because that's what he was. He was lending him money. And he was a loan shark, so he was the neighborhood bad man.
He on the list,
man.
He on the list too, because that dude, that's
list too. You ready to go to Kingston?
You gonna get it before the wedding? Because he's no longer there.
The next time I take a trip to Jamaica, I'm looking for him too.
Little man is no longer there.
Oh, he died. That's right. He
He's
died, so I can't look for him.
So you gonna get
he
a time
gone.
capsule.
I can't look for him. Okay.
You will get a time capsule.
You can look for his because they suck too.
His brothers was horrible too.
Oh yeah.
And I need to know what happened with that and Bonnie and them brothers, because they was following her. I need to know, but we'll talk about that at the end.
Yes, we will. We'll talk about that at the end.
I'm sorry.
I see y'all got those hammers. I see the hammer.
Look, I got some merchandise coming, y'all.
You need to get the hammer
I
and bop
got
them
some
outside their head.
merchandise coming.
Bop.
Look, it's a frustration pin. You can hit it when you be mad at these characters when you watching TV.
Yes.
Hang on it.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Normally I have my lip gloss when I be pointing.
Was y'all here for the little promo pic thing? Because I started it early. I know EJ saw it. EJ saw everything because she was here before the ball dropped. But what I didn't like when we got to talk about the wedding. I was mad at the father because he really didn't handle this right. And I know I'm all over the place.
And she was only like 14 or 15 years old, right?
She was 16.
Or something 16. Like that. I knew she was a teenager, like 14.
She still wasn't old enough, but you know.
Regardless, she was way too young.
I don't care if she was 20. She still wasn't old enough.
And Gibbs seemed like such a good boyfriend. He was going to law school, and it was like, how you don't like this guy?
I need to know why the mother really left. They didn't really say why. You know, like
I hope we'll find out. EJ biting her tongue.
Before you go, EJ, do you remember when they were sitting out here and she said she would be happy if he would just stop gambling? She couldn't take all the gambling.
Yeah. But why not take your daughter? Why leave her?
It seemed like she was trying to go ahead. It seemed like she was trying to go ahead and set up things. The way she was talking to her friend was like she was planning on coming back to get her. So I'm assuming something happened that made her not be able to come back. And she just asked her to look out for her. And it was like, once I set everything up, I'm going to be back and get her. So I definitely want to know what happened to her. Did she even ever make it out? Did she get caught trying to creep out?
Yes.
All right, so DJ, I want you to hold your thought because we still want to speculate some more before you give us the real.
Yeah, I hope it is another season.
Yeah. But can we talk about how beautiful the mother is? Look at that purity. She's a beautiful lady.
Oh yeah, that mother. Chocolate skin. She looked
gorgeous.
The mother was
beautiful.
Yeah.
She was beautiful, and he was already starstruck with her from the time he met her. But he just couldn't get it together with the gambling, y'all.
Exactly.
Gambling and the drinking.
Yeah, he was alcoholic too.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the chat, and then EJ is all on you. With you gotta tell us, you gotta, you got us like birds. You trying to feed us the knowledge? Okay.
Chirp, chirp, chirp. We need
it. Okay, so LSW says I wanted her to leave with him instead of getting married to that old man. I was like that too. He was like, let's go tonight. When he came and met up with her, he was like, nah, let's go tonight.
I would have had my track shoes on and getting out of there.
When he told her he was ready to go tonight, that night after she told him, after this man pushed up on her the first time, and she was telling him, look, I'm supposed to be courting him because of my father, but I'm in love with you. She was straight up. And he was like, well, let's go tonight. But she thought about not leaving her father. Otherwise, she would have left with Gibbs. So, EJ.
Yes.
Don't leave us hanging in the wind. Tell us what happened.
Let me put myself on mute.
Right up my alley. I love telling stories about what happens in books. So, basically, what happens to the mom is that, remember how the Pearl, her mother's friend, remember how she gets Covey out, right? Well, she's going to do a similar thing with the mom because, if you can go to where was it? I can't remember where they go to. They go across the ocean to.
They went to London.
London. I'm trying to call it England. London, and then a family will host you, and how the same thing she did with Covey. She does the exact same thing with her. But the plan is that she is supposed to watch over Covey until she gets settled in, just like Tamika said. and then she's gonna come back and get Covey. Well, the problem is that while she was there, she does make it there. She's working and everything. She likes to go sightsee. She also was a swimmer. I don't know if y'all know this, but she taught Covey how to swim. She was a swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
She's out looking over some rocks, and she slips and she falls and she dies, and no one ever finds her body. So later, at the end, you know how the mom, she wants to know everything that happened. I believe it's either Byron, or I think it's Byron, who finds out. He has a friend who finds out. They find these bones, and it's discovered that it was the mom who had slipped on a rock and fell all those years ago, and that's why she never came back to get Covey.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, I knew it had to be something.
Okay, now I didn't even.
I want to know your
my
feelings
God.
on this, Tamika. Tell me, because
That's horrible. I knew it had to be something, because I'm like, I don't think she would just leave her daughter like that unless she had no way of getting back. Like, what the heck happened? I was like, did he end up finding out that she was leaving and he did something to her, or something else happened to her? But I figured it had to be something, but I definitely wasn't expecting it to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. I was wondering, like, what happened that you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Not to say they don't know who she is, because she's from, the
another country.
had to give her a different, like just like they did Covey.
Yeah.
No one knows who she is, so she's just one of those unclaimed bodies. But I am glad that
Wow.
they in the book, at least.
All right, so I got one trivia question. I guess we could do it. We could do it now before it gets spoiled. All right, so this is let me get the trivia question. Lord.
Weekend girl. Somebody saying Candy Girl.
I don't know what.
You sound like Tamika.
It just popped in my head, and it was.
I know it.
Okay, I'm looking for the question. I don't know what's going on with my little questions now, and I had all my stuff. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's because when I got kicked out, I had everything set up.
Oh.
Anyhow, y'all know the deal with StreamYard.
Right.
StreamYard be StreamYarding.
Look like Tamika just got knocked out too.
Again?
Yeah.
Back. I'm gonna put her back in a minute.
Oh, I tell you, this knee. Oh, on mute.
I was trying to think of something else that was different from the.
What about the essay with the boss? Was that the same way in the book as it was in this?
Okay.
Who taught Kofi how to surf? A. Bunny.
Put it in the private chat.
C. Her mother. D. Her father. What is the answer?
Put the answer, y'all. If you know the answer in the private chat, Candy got it. Candy already got it. And you got it. Everybody got it. All right, so let me just play the answer. I was trying to make it easy because everybody was saying I was doing hard questions before when I was doing trivia, so I went to the easy ones. All right.
You trying to put them essay questions on there?
Y'all like, huh? Like, I tried to keep it as simple as possible. All right, here's the answer, y'all. Y'all ready? This is the wrong one. This ain't got the sound. I had everything set up. I hate when this
And it's
happens.
bad she was getting married to that old dude because she
Oh.
looked beautiful in that wedding dress.
She
You
did.
know?
He was so pretty.
She
And
was.
she did look gorgeous. She looked gorgeous. But too bad she wasn't marrying the real man she should have been married, you know.
Who taught
And my thing was
Kobe
the
how
money they
to
took that
surf?
wedding.
A. Bunny. B. Gibbs. C.
All right, y'all know the
Her
answers,
mother.
right? You know,
D.
look, I
You
put
keep
all
put-
this
you keep-
evidence in. Y'all
You
gonna watch
keep saying
it.
If you
Bunny is on.
Kofi's mother taught her how to surf, you are right.
All right, here you go, Tamika. You back? You missed the
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. Y'all know as always.
All are having technical difficulties in New York.
Yeah, my screen just froze for a minute. So, hey, you never know.
So the wedding, you got her. She didn't want to do this wedding. She told her. I liked the way she told her father though. I'm like, I love the fact that she told her father, after this day, once I become his property, you are dead to me.
Yeah.
He deserved it to me.
Yes. Yeah, it was
like
harsh, but
her.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And she was even mad at her mother's friend because she was like, "You supposed to help me. She said I was playing along to play along, but now this is going too far."
Yeah.
So yeah,
I hated that for her.
Yeah.
I felt her on that too, Monique. 69 ways. Yeah. So I feel like she had a right to be mad with this.
Yeah.
Because the way he came up in that house, the way he came up in that house was messed up. And then, she looked beautiful on her wedding day.
Yeah.
But this is not the man she wanted to marry.
Exactly.
This ain't even the dude she wanted to marry. And
she put on her track shoes and she sure got the heck away from that dude so fast.
She did. So did little man pay for this wedding? We're gonna assume he paid for it.
Of course
he
did.
didn't have no money.
Do you think the father
ain't had no money?
So so how much did the father owe him?
They took the store over.
Yeah, they took
do you remember? Okay, there was a fire at the store.
Right.
That fire solidified that he no longer owed his business.
He probably owed thousands. I bet you it was $1,000.
He owed so much money that he knew he couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
And you know what pissed me off with him when he you remember Kofi's Bunny's father? He basically told him to do it.
Yeah.
But he had two choices. He gave him money to pay towards the debt, but I believe he spent that on another.
They were all trash. Put them in the trash can. They all were trash.
I didn't like the fact that he was yelling at her like this was her fault. Talking about he had this business. No, you got this business handed down to you. You didn't do put all the hard work in. Your parents put all the hard work in, and you just threw the whole business away.
Yes,
you squandered it. Yep.
Yeah.
He did squander it. Now we gotta go to our resident. We gotta go to our resident, our book resident on this. I'm gonna show the clip about the wedding, and if there's any other discrepancies, I know EJ's gonna clear it out for us. All right. So let me just show the little clip with the wedding, because that nonsense was crazy. But I was happy when I seen it. What was your thoughts on it?
When little man was on the live, I was like, "What the world? Who did it?" That was my thing. Like, who did it?
I was happy.
I
was happy.
Yeah, but I was like, "Who did it?" Because I'm like, "Did Gibbs do it?" Because he was, hiding around in the bushes. I was like, "Who did it?"
I was wondering who did it too. That's why we have to talk to our residents. But I'm going to show the clip first, and then she's going to fill us in with all the details. All man.
Well, we kind of know who did it. They did show us that at the end
They
of the
did
season.
show us that. So
Yeah.
okay. She was mad at. She was actually mad at Gibbs, Bunny, because he wasn't doing. She felt like he wasn't doing enough.
Yeah. But he was a kid. What was he supposed to do? Your daddy is the one that
Yeah.
He
you
was
need to
already.
be, you know.
He was
he
supposed
was-
to protect her, and he didn't.
Yes, but he also was already traumatized by the Henry crew. Remember, they took him too.
Yeah. And so, and then she got away, and she ended up going to London, right?
Now I can't even find this doggone clip.
And then the thing that they well, I don't know if we're gonna if we're gonna get to that part, but when she met Ella, what did she call her?
Eleanor. It was Eleanor.
What was her nickname?
Ellie was what she called.
Ellie.
Oh, Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah. When they met Ellie, and then my thing is, I guess she didn't have ID at the accident scene. Like they didn't look alike, so maybe she didn't have an ID in her purse as to why they got mixed up, or
they got mixed up because he saw her and remember her leg was messed up, but she was a little distance away from her because when the train flipped over, they got separated like that.
That's what I think.
And she could see her, and she discovered that she was gone, but her pocketbook was right next to her. And when she passed out, I think they put her bag with her. And they got them mixed up, and she played.
I can see that happening. That can happen anyway. I mean, just if all the bodies are laying around from a bad accident, people just could get all mixed up. I can see.
Yeah,
you know,
and I'm assuming Ellie didn't have an ID or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and you also remember that Covey, she does have an ID, but it's like Inga said, it got mixed up in the thing, and you have to remember that they were going to a country. They were on their way to a place where there were very few people that looked like them. So if you only have,
you know how they think we all look alike. You know what I'm saying? So
well, they were the same complexion almost.
Yeah. There we go.
What's going on with them? You can see. Your past clearly had a share of bubbly. Lilac. The girl knows I hate lilac.
This is not even the original clip.
When are you going to show us your dance moves?
After I've had some more of these.
Ooh, I love this song.
They was jamming.
Oh, damn it. Somebody come and clean up my wife.
I'm so sorry. Let me.
Good.
Deuces.
Bye.
So what? Oh man, everything's messed up tonight. So I'm glad she did it, and I think it was. I believe it was her homegirl. I believe she had everything to do with it because that's how
she did. Yeah, she did.
So now we're gonna look. I'm turning it over to you, EJ. Villison.
So they played it out the same way that they played it out in the book. Originally, Pearl was supposed to do it. That was her plan, was to do it, but she kind of backtracked on that plan because she didn't really get the opportunity to do it. Bonnie ends up taking the poison because she sees Pearl when she puts it in the drawer, and so she ends up taking the poison, and it plays out exactly the same where she switches the drinks. And because everybody thinks that she's so clumsy, she makes that distraction and knocks the cake over on purpose because she's known as the clumsy person. So it just all kind of played out, and because nobody pays attention to her, and that's how they describe it. Like, nobody pays attention to the person who's clumsy, and they would never think anything of it when that cake hits her. So that's why she knocked the cake over on purpose, so that it would be like a big distraction. You know, like a
I believe she did that too. The cake was lavender, and she hates lavender, so she wasn't going to eat the cake anyway.
yeah, but that's why Pearl does that, because
Yeah, Pearl. Yeah.
she was supposed
But the
to put
drink was some poison put into the champagne, to the drink.
Yeah, she was Pearl was supposed to put it into the cake initially, but it didn't play out that way because there was no way for her to make sure that he was the one who got the piece.
Because everybody would have eaten the cake.
Exactly.
It could have gotten sick. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you're right. The reason why it's lilac is because Covey doesn't like lilac, and she was not going to eat it. But then when she thinks her plan through, it don't make sense, because what if somebody else got the cake that was meant for him, you know? And this, and Bunny decides to just, she hijacked the plan, but she didn't know about the plan, but she hijacked it anyway and came up with her own plan when she saw that nobody else was gonna do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
My question is this. My question
it worked out.
Though.
Yeah.
My question is this. Do you think she told her that she told her not to meet up with Gibbs because she wanted to be with her? Because she was like, I'm coming. Like basically, I'm gonna catch up to you. But you go ahead. Everything's planned. Because it seemed like, I guess the her godmother or her mother's friend, she set up everything at that boarding house, and then she, Bunny bought her clothes and stuff like that. Yeah. So I thought the plan was brilliant.
Me too.
I think that she tells her that she can't meet up with Gibbs because everybody needs to think that she has
gone. Yeah. Yeah,
and I think that was the whole purpose of it. So you have to let go of all of your,
you got to forget everything that you were, like you a whole new person, new identity, everything. Yeah.
So I think she more of the thing, more so of, I don't think she was like trying to keep her away from Gibbs. I just think that she was trying to protect her safe, and she knows that she has to stay away from everybody.
Correct. You're on the run. You're on the lam.
Yeah,
so she was hooking up with people. Yeah.
I think that was the best move for her, was to go to Scotland, because she had to hide too much. They had boats coming in Jamaica every week, and they was like, you don't know who we gonna see.
Because everybody, all the people who lived in that boarding house, they all knew the people back home. And
it was too familiar, because it was a small town, and pretty soon somebody's gonna come there and might report back that she's still here.
That's right.
So,
but the worst thing that happened to us when she went to Scotland, though. So
I'm sorry, what you said, Candy?
The lie she was trying to tell really didn't pan out, because it was like she was in the mountains or something, but she didn't have a raincoat, she didn't have rain boots, she didn't have the proper gear. So it was like she was equipped to leave, but then she wasn't equipped to leave. Like, she doesn't know what they need. So I mean,
she didn't know how
okay with it, but it. And then about the teacher, about the guy was trying to talk to her, and he was like, "Oh, they co-ed now," or something about the teacher. His aunt was a teacher, so she didn't really know how to lie, per se,
right,
about who she wasn't. She didn't really know how to tell, those lies.
No. Yeah. No. I don't really think it's that she didn't know how to lie. I mean, how do you come up with a story on the fly? How do you predict that somebody...
It wasn't planned. She had to leave like immediately. Yeah. So it wasn't like she had time to plan this whole, what am I going to do? Yeah, it just, she ran like out the, she had to go like immediately. So
yeah.
She had no idea that was all going to happen. So she was a fish out of water when she got to England.
Yeah,
and what she kept to herself and everything. If it wasn't for her meeting Eleanor, I don't think she would have been really even talking to anybody. That was her that was her best thing, was to go with Eleanor, because it would have been a matter of time before somebody from back home would have found her.
Mm-hmm. She encouraged Eleanor to go to Scotland. Yeah, so
she did that on purpose. So
she did it on purpose. Yes, I figured that out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was just too close to home. Everybody from home coming to the same location.
They was coming in droves.
Yeah.
Please, let's move on to Scotland, because that part pissed me off. I mean, even though she did have to go,
Yeah.
But everything that was going on with her, it was horrible at Scott.
Mhm.
You know, horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was horrible from the time she moved into that boarding house. That lady said, I don't want to hear any island music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then when she went to this job, her co-workers, they were horrible in the beginning.
Mhm.
Candy,
Give her
write the
heart to go.
co-workers on the list. Write the co-workers on the list. They on there too. Get your
But
pen
we
right
go,
on.
I want to talk about the boss. Go ahead, Inga. Well,
Mm. Well, first of all,
Tamika, you
before we
next.
even get to the real horrible puppet, the balls, them co-workers piss me off because they experienced horrible stuff with that boss and they didn't even try to help her out, and they let this happen to her. You know, they was just nasty for no reason. You know, but that's because also too she was
Time.
a black woman. You know,
Mhm.
woman of color, and so that's on top of that. You know, that's it was horrible.
And then you
Mhm.
know they don't like when we correct their mistakes.
Yes.
Oh, and she sure did. She was on top
correcting
of
them
her
too.
with her account and her
Mhm.
numbers. She was smart. For her to be
Mhm.
so young, she was smart.
Yeah.
Hey, Davia.
Yes, Monique. I got my hit list.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
got her hit list, y'all. So
I'm
what did you think of the we already know they was being harassed, but she did try to console her after it happened. But Kobe was like, I'm getting out of here.
It's
It
too
was too
late
little,
then.
too late.
She should have whipped her tail in the bathroom. But I'm
No, she
sorry.
can't do that.
I
You know they
digress
would
because
have locked that girl
I'm thinking
up.
about me. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Girl, you know how they would have locked her black behind up
I know. That's
for
what I'm
hitting a
saying.
white woman back then?
Yeah,
Shit.
especially this was a what year was this? Probably 1960 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so
They
I know
was just getting used to being in the same room with them and they not serving them.
exactly.
Mhm.
It was so sad. This man, we really thought he was a nice
I
man.
did
We thought he was
too.
really had her back. He brought her over to dinner with the wife and all this. And
But once he figured out she was lying about her
Mhm.
life, he knew he had her right where he could where he could do whatever he want with her. Well, so he
Yeah.
thought.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Mm,
so
mm.
Tamika, you here?
Mm.
Tamika, don't tell
Yeah,
me.
I'm here.
All right, well, you're not sleepy weepy, are you?
No, I'm not sleeping. There's
She
something
said that
going
about
on with my camera. I still got
Oh, you
another
having
live to do
technical
tonight,
issues
so I
too?
ain't going to sleep no time soon. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what you got to. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you what to do when we get off of this. Because
Tamika, what you think about the Scotland situation?
yeah, you ain't talking, girl.
Yeah, that pissed me off too. I felt so bad for her, and obviously, I mean, even though those people were jack behinds in the office, I think they was all scared of him, and he was using his power over all of them. So
Mhm.
you know,
He
and
was.
they wasn't trying to leave like she was. They was still staying there and taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Question. Okay, since EJ, we rolling around to you, so you know you got to give us the real deal with certain stuff. Now, LSW has a question. She said, "Did the boss get one of the other secretaries pregnant? The one that talked to her in the bathroom? Because
In the book,
He could have shoot.
huh?
in the book,
Oh,
they don't talk about it in the book about that part of it. Of course, we know that he essayed her like he did her.
yeah.
Just to piggyback off of Tamika, what Tamika was saying, or whoever was just talking, I feel I 100% agree. We got to think about the time frame that they're in, and you also got to think about every one of those people that are in there are also all victims. But the difference is that they are not in a position to leave. We got to think about the fact that even women, even working in that particular time, it's not going to be as simple as, oh, I'm gonna go get another job. I'm gonna go get, like different things like that. So instead, they stay and they took it and they put their head down. Did they have a little bit of that one in particular, the one that they?
Mhm.
I feel like she knew what was going to happen, and this was her way of trying to protect her. But at the same time, we still talking about a place that is still very racist as well. So although she wants to protect her as a woman, at the same time, she ain't gonna just come straight out and be like, you know.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I was torn on that because I hated the way they treated her, but at the same time, I felt like all of these women were probably victims at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you.
So
Because it's like I know
somebody
you
asked,
are.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, someone asked in the chat, well, she
Oh,
did
Michelle.
about being a single parent, and Michelle also said, was the co-worker stealing or making errors with the books? She was making errors. I don't know about stealing.
I don't think she was stealing. No.
Nah, yeah, because if she was stealing, she would have been gone.
She probably half-ass doing her job.
Whoever just said something, people hate for you to correct their errors, and I think she made some mistakes, and
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
didn't want
even
to correct
even
them.
Kitty is pissed off.
Mhm.
You know, I hear Kitty in the background. Kitty pissed off too.
Yeah, Kayla's mad too. She don't
Kayla
like
say,
that
bump that
man.
junk. I'm on my way. Sharpen my claws.
because I thought she was stealing at first too. Whoever asked that
Yeah.
question, that's the first thing I thought too. Until we got to later and we realized that he did the same, and then I was like, oh, so she just made a mistake. She wasn't actually stealing. Okay.
Yeah, but the
So
thing is, she didn't want to correct
let's
her
talk
mistake,
about
though.
Byron, y'all.
Okay.
He's a very smart engineer. He's going through a lot of stuff where he's basically running that company, but they are still not showing. He's still not being treated like he's worth. He's not treated like he's worth something. He's not treated like a valuable asset to that company.
They're using him.
The
Yeah,
token black boy.
and I like the speech that he gave in the beginning when he spoke about his mother.
Yeah.
And him saying that he was trying to pass the torch to these other people where they could be also engineers. And I was mad at his sister though, because I feel like she's like one of those free-spirited type of people, and she's a damaged person too. But I feel like she felt like she wasn't enough for her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the girlfriend? Do y'all think that she was right telling him, Byron, all like how she felt, his girlfriend, about you being used at your job and why you allowed him?
She said something.
He needed to hear it. I didn't like the girlfriend, but he needed to hear it though.
But sometimes
why you ain't
want
like
to push
it,
your
Dad?
man to push your man like, yo, nah, you letting them walk all over you. Sometimes you gotta put the battery in your man back and be like, nah, you ain't gonna stand for that. But I like what she said, but he was just like, basically he felt like he was fighting a losing battle because he wasn't being recognized.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't like it because I didn't like the way she handled it. Like, I didn't like the way she handled it.
Well, you think that maybe she was talking down at him?
It was like she wanted him to be on 10 all the time, but that's not his personality. You got to give him time. He'll do it when he's ready. Even if she did put the bat in his back, that was the perfect time. Yeah, that was the time that he needed to do it, but he can't be on 10 all the time. He worked with a bunch of other people. Like, he can't be that way. He can't be fight the power 24/7.
Yeah, you gotta know when to code switch with that.
Right. You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Kenny Rogers, hello. Go ahead.
There's one part about her that I didn't like, but we ain't got there yet, so I'll wait to talk about her.
Yeah, I feel like they wasn't really being open and honest with each other overall. She was talking about that, but I don't think that's what her bigger issue was. That was just one of the things.
Yeah, we'll get to that part. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
All right, so my next question, we're going to talk about the other daughter that she had. I want to talk about the convent that she was in where she had her baby. And I didn't like the way the nuns did them, yo.
I did not like it. Yeah, I don't fool with these Catholic nuns, so
they really,
I don't offend nobody who might be Catholic, but
I just know they took the girls' babies. And you know how they was changing their minds. She did change her mind when she got once she started getting bigger, she was changing her mind.
But what about that white girl? What was her name? The way they snatched her baby. But she got used. Her boyfriend didn't want nothing to do with her when she had the baby. Her family threw her in that convent.
That boyfriend wanted to do with her when she was talking to Kobe. She just made that shit up.
Yeah. What happened?
You know
The
the white
boyfriend
girl
didn't
who
want
was
nothing to
her
do with her when
You
she was
think
roommate.
she
talking to
made it up?
Kobe. Yeah, he didn't want nothing to do with her then.
But her
She was
family
just
threw
talking
her
too
in there.
much.
She thought that they was gonna get back together and falling, you know.
Nah, dude ain't want that no parts of that.
She didn't even want the baby attached to her nipple. She was pushing the baby away from her, you know, just
Yeah, she
she
was
wouldn't get
upset.
attached to the baby, you
But
know.
then we don't know if she was going through postpartum.
So I think it
I
was
mean,
postpartum. I
or
really do.
because
Yeah.
she knew she wasn't going to keep the baby. Like I don't want
Yeah.
him pulling on,
Uh-huh.
bothering me if I can't keep him. So it could have been a
Yeah.
lot of things that
No.
was going
No,
on.
I'm not
With
blaming her because I think she was a victim as well. She was,
But
you know.
I do remember that when she talks to the boyfriend, I can't remember how it came about, but he then says that he don't want the baby.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
did. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she changes. Their plan was they were gonna sneak away with the baby. She was gonna try to get the baby and leave, and he was supposed
Yes.
to do all these things, whatever. But
Mhm,
then he switches, and then that switched her. She was just
Yes.
like, forget it. And then
Mhm.
Tubby had already came at her with that what she said, and
Mhm.
so and then she threw it back in her face when she said that because she was the one who was like she wanted to keep her baby and she thought she was
Mhm.
gonna run off with this man and they were gonna
Right, right.
family and they were gonna sneak away and then he tell her nope, I don't want
Yes.
baby and
She was a victim as well, you
That
know.
girl was delusional in the beginning. I could tell the way she was talking. She was chattering too much. She wanted that like she had one up on Kobe. Nah, y'all in the same boat. The boy ain't want that baby.
Yeah, I mean,
When you talk to
but
Kobe,
her family threw her
but
in
he
that place.
finally
That's the reason why I'm
told
saying
you.
I felt sorry for her as well. I didn't look at her as like she's a problematic or something. She
Nah, I didn't look at her as being problematic. I looked at she
No.
was like really living in the fantasy of the whatever
Yeah.
the dude was telling her.
she
She
thought
was
she
Yeah.
living.
And he
was with this man. That's how some men do. They tell you these things and especially
Mm.
Mhm.
men and just think about it, especially if you think about how many
I
times
can speak on it, but go ahead on. Yeah.
how many times
Personal.
the story you heard the story, I want the baby, and then people get in your head and tell you about how hard it's gonna be, why you want to keep, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff really happens. I can imagine
Mm-hmm.
saying, why would you want to keep, like I can imagine someone getting in his head, you're too young, da da da, and then you
Mhm.
change your mind, and now you got to tell this person, and then her
It's too late.
over.
Cause
I
she was
thought he
full
was
grown
changing
pregnant.
his mind because he wanted a certain sex of the baby and she ended up having something different.
Nah.
No.
I mean, I gotta add some extra drama in it, right?
But she was so delusional. She probably would have said
Funny.
that.
You done wrote a whole new script, a whole new
Ooh,
line.
yeah, I be
But she
adding
was so
extra stuff.
delusional. She probably would have thought that. Because I think she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just delusional
Yeah,
yeah.
she was.
in the
She was.
beginning.
I think she was young and in love, and
I did too. I don't think like
that story a
Mhm.
million times.
delusional, but she was still young. She didn't know what she.
She
Because
was
I would have said the same thing
delusional and
too.
thinking
I
they
would have said the
was
same
gonna
thing
live.
were in the
too.
place.
She was delusional and thinking they was gonna live happily ever after.
I would have been saying the same thing to a stranger. Girl, yeah, me and my boyfriend, when I had this baby, me and him, blah, blah, blah. I would have said
Yeah,
the
but
same
he
thing because
told
I
her
don't
he
know
didn't
you.
want the baby. So then,
Yeah, but
I
she
mean,
already knew he didn't want
Tell
that baby in the beginning.
until after the fact, though, like he tells her when the plan is supposed to be going into play, like, and then you got all these emotions when you pregnant and all this,
yes,
like you got
yes,
that stuff on top. I just don't see her as a delusional person, or I see her as a young person
Hopeful.
in love
I see
that
her as a victim.
I do
blindly
too.
the man that he said he was gonna do this, and she blindly believes
Yeah,
it.
and not only the man, her family.
You
Her
know?
family's the one who threw her into place.
They probably like, get in here, girl, and have this baby and stay away from our family so nobody see this embarrassment.
Exactly, but that's what they used to do anyway. They would send people down
Danita.
south, have the baby, and next time you see them, they had the baby over the summertime, come back,
Yup.
and then they done gone back to
Come
school.
back and
or
they be
something.
like, that's her little brother.
And then and then the baby look didn't that happen on with
Danita.
Monet on Power? She had the boy and then Line said that was her nephew
When they
and some of stuff.
age and everything. He's supposed to
Yeah,
be 23.
so
And he like,
it happened a lot
that's
back in the
talking
day.
It happened a lot.
Yeah.
That's the age-old story back in
People, so
Mhm.
but then okay, wait a minute. Before we move on, real fast, I'm sorry, Moochie. What about these nuns that was making these girls who was 8, 9 months pregnant, scrubbing the floor,
girl.
cooking all the food, I mean, I know they was taking care of them, but it
You
didn't
had to earn
seem
your
like
keep.
love. They was mean to them.
They was mean to them.
Mhm.
Talking about you got to be
Scrubbing the floor.
cleaning
You
or
got this
something to
7,
keep up
8,
your.
9 months old pregnant one. She on her hands and feet scrubbing the floor with her. I
And
mean,
she
You
all
pay your bill.
swelled up, you know, her feet swollen, all of that, her back hurting, and you got her down there on her hands and knees doing wax on, wax off with the floor. No,
yeah, cooking all the food, folding all the clothes, doing all the laundry. They was.
it's a good thing Kofi had bed rest towards the end, because remember she
Mhm.
couldn't get out of bed towards the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So other than that, they would have had her mopping and cleaning the floors. And
Yeah,
cleaning
Bobby paid the
Mhm.
place
all
and
that other
everything.
stuff.
But I wish they had told them what was going to happen during labor, because they didn't know anything about labor.
No.
Seems
No,
like
they
didn't
didn't
know
talk to them
anything.
about
That's why I
anything,
said these
yo.
girls were young. They were 14, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
They didn't know nothing.
But
Yeah.
They
think
didn't.
about that time frame. How many people did talk to you about labor?
Oh,
Like,
no, yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I
think
mean,
we're like
No, you talking about this was like the 60s or something, like 50s or 60s or something like that.
yeah.
They didn't talk to nobody about
didn't-
nothing
I'm
like that.
trying to
don't
figure out
know.
who,
Not
who
like you
talked to me
just like
about
if
labor.
you
when I was-
now you would talk to your daughter and be open with her about sex and different
Yeah.
things. They ain't talk like
I
that. But
understand about the sex part, but the labor, like you're gonna be experiencing this. Maybe the doctor
Yeah,
did
nobody
see it or
talked to me
whatever.
about it. Or my
they
mother
ain't
told
talk to
me
me.
was she wasn't gonna go in the delivery room with me. And my aunt was like, "You gonna let the baby father go in?" I said, he was going in, but what? I ain't put that.
I know that's right.
My aunt told me a train was gonna be coming, and I'd be doggone if a choo-choo train wasn't coming. It was coming to my door.
See the stuff that they used to tell us back in the day, real crazy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember
You think
my
about
ex-husband's mother told me, because she used to be in the she was a nurse, so she used to take care of the babies when they was born. He was like, my mom said I need to walk and get off the toilet because the baby could fall in there. I heard so much little. I was like, man,
Read Monique's comment.
oh god.
But it
Look,
is funny though.
nuns can't talk about what they didn't experience themselves. I heard her voice with that. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Monique.
that is true. That's true.
They
That's true.
don't know.
Mhm.
But if you think
Mhm.
about it, think about even as you go into earlier times, like later times, like the story Tamika just told, how many people really sat down and had these type of conversations
Mhm.
about what people are going to everybody naturally assumes it's like you'll figure it out when
You'll figure it out. Yeah,
You'll
you'll know what to do. Or
I gotta say, my mother.
time.
yeah, my mother was right there in the room with me, but she still never gave me that talk like that. You know, not deep like that. You know.
And now you can go on the internet and it'll tell
Now, I
you
did go to Lamar's classes though.
at the birthing process, like you can look at everything now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
such a different time because we have
yeah.
information. It's there.
Yeah, it's a lot of information now. Yeah.
Nah, they made me get some book. That book that was in Look Who's Talking, Mr. Spock. That was
Yeah.
my mother had
I used
that
to read a lot of books and
book,
magazines,
the name,
but I did go to Lamar's
But I'm
classes at the
about
hospital.
talking about it for some
But
reason.
no, my mother didn't talk to me. I had to do my own little.
No, my mother was like
thing.
this. You
Yeah.
gonna go to class though, but here take.
I
this.
did go to class. I went to
Look,
Lamar's
here,
class.
take these books.
Mhm.
Books
I went to Lamar's class, but that didn't do nothing for me because I ended up having a C-section. And
I
then no
had a
one talked to me
C-section
about all
too.
that. All of that. What was gonna happen with that?
Man,
They
I
just-
forgot about all that breathing when that first pain hit.
Me too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
When that
I went to
train
Lamar's
was coming.
classes. I used to go every Saturday.
Look,
at
you
the
be like you be
hospital.
doing the breathing, right?
I ain't do none of that when
Look,
when
you
the,
be-
yeah. All that
When
when
Look, you be doing all the breathing. That first pain hit you. You be like, oh.
yeah.
Oh.
I
When
ain't
that
never having
train
a
was
C-section,
coming, that's
so-
a train. My aunt said it was a train. I be doggone, it was a train.
Yeah, you was like,
I was choked up, so I didn't even get on the pain like that. I mean, because
That
they
pain was.
gave me
Ooh.
the pain, the medicine, the epidural. I had all that stuff.
Yeah, with my
It took
first
me-
child, I had an epidural and I didn't feel it. I didn't get the whole, I didn't feel none of that. But with my
Yeah,
second,
I ain't felt nothing from the waist down. Yeah, I ain't
It
felt
took me
nothing.
16 years to do it again. I said I'd never do that again.
nah, they sent me back home the first time.
Ooh.
And I had I had my son in Flushing, and it was an Asian lady there, and me and her, the language thing got mixed up. I'm
Mhm.
thinking she going to get me some painkillers, and she kept coming back and forth into the room. And And after another one of them doggone pains hit me, I said, "Can you give me something? I'm in pain." She was like, I thought she was saying, "I'll be back. I'm going to get you some." She said, "I can't get you anything until the doctor comes." I was like, "Oh."
And you can't eat nothing. You got to get your
My
ice
ice.
chips. Yeah, ice chips. So my mouth was dry like cotton mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
So
But my mother was there. She didn't do all that talking and stuff. I mean, but they didn't do that kind of, I agree with
But
EJ. They
I'm
didn't do
saying,
those
like,
conversations.
exactly. I'm saying like those conversations just didn't happen even with your actual family. So
Family, yeah.
I expect the nuns to be able to tell them.
I
"Oh,
agree.
this is
I mean, Monique is right though. The nuns can't talk about it unless but some of them do be having babies and acting like they, any other way.
They say,
Yeah.
wait a minute, they ain't had no baby.
Immaculate conception.
They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So EJ,
Anyway,
I want you to talk about the adult Bonnie, and how she was angry with Kofi because she didn't find out the truth until after she was already gone.
Well, you know what? I always thought, and I'm gonna tell y'all a fun fact too after that about the book. But as far as that part, the way it played out in the television series, I thought that was interesting because even though I thought it was interesting that she was kind of upset about it, and only because of this, because it was her original plan for Covey to basically disappear, and she was supposed to appear to have gone to the upper room, right? Like, and this was her plan. Then it really happened when they find out her name is on the list of this train accident, and now she's really gone. But she was never going to see her anyway. Like, it was you were never supposed to see her again because she was never supposed to come in contact with anybody
from back home,
family, including her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never supposed to happen. So I thought it was interesting that she was so upset about it when she found out that the plan actually worked. And I was like, well, maybe she was just on some stuff of, as long as I knew she was out there, I was good. Like, I was trying to rationalize different thought processes.
Yeah.
So I got a piece, I got it, and I was just on the fence about it. But just to give y'all a fun fact about the book, in the book, Covey actually goes to one of Bonnie's speaking engagements, and she sees her and she recognizes who she, of course she recognizes who she is. She can't say anything in that moment, and then they later talk. So Bonnie does know in the book that Covey is alive in her later years because Covey was making a lot of amends towards the end, and that was by letting her know that she was still alive. She had been following her all that time, but she lets her know. And but before she dies, they didn't get to have that that conversation about what actually happened because Bonnie has to go, and then she passes away before they can have another conversation, the real conversation.
Okay.
I don't like that they showed that she was angry with her for that though.
Exactly. I wish
they didn't even have to. They could have went and showed the scene like how you said, and she could have been like, "I spoke to her years ago, but I always wanted to speak to her again," or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I like the book version of that better than the television version. I feel like that was a more realistic way to put it, and it was a more loving way to have Bunny have been able to embrace her and see her before she passed away.
Yes. So what would you like to see more as far as this series goes? I'm going to start with you, Tamika. What would you like to see in addition to this story if there was a season 2?
I definitely want to see how Mabel goes back and tells her son, like see them meeting her son, and maybe get a little bit more of what was going on with her and what her situation was with her son's father, because it was something happening there where he didn't know the full truth concerning their relationship. And then I definitely would want to see Benny and Byron and Benny. I would like to see them kind of go back to, where their mom came from and be able to meet her dad and all of that. They definitely could do a lot more with this. And, see what they find there and see if they build a relationship with Mabel and meet their nephew and all of that kind of stuff.
I would like to see that too. I wanted to see more with her first daughter. I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
thought we saw a little bit. I wanted to see if there was going to be a conversation with her adopted mother,
Mm-hmm.
because she actually saw her biological mother. So I just would like to know if we would have got what was, if they had a conversation, or I just would wanted to see more with that. I want to see Bonnie's story, even though we saw a glimpse of it, how she became such a great swimmer and she won all of these awards. She was doing all of these different heights and things of that nature, like where she did make something of her career, just like Kobe and her promised each other. What I'll let you. Anybody else? Candy, what you got to say? What would you like to see in addition to this? Because I got to leave it for EJ last, because she gonna have the most to say.
I would like to see Mabel. I would like to see her story with her son and the son's father. That was intriguing to me. I would like to see how that plays out. I would like to see if they go back to, see about the father. I want to
Mm-hmm.
hear more of what happened with him. I know what EJ mentioned earlier, but I want to see like how they're going to wrap that up in the season 2, because I know we're going to get a season 2. I would like to see if they're going to bring up the guy that essayed her, Mabel. If they're going to ever visit that, I want to see that as well.
All right, and EJ, we gonna round it up. We bringing it back to you. Um, I know you could probably write something dope because you already read the book. So what would you like to see next in this?
I think I would want to see, like, I want to see them explore the Mabel story a little bit more, which is exactly where I think that they're going with. I think that's why they were so hushed and tight-lipped about her backstory with the father. I think she definitely has a story. I think one of the main things that I would want to see is them traveling back to her childhood, because she has these strong features of an ethnic person. You know what I'm saying? A person that has, and she's not what they are. And I figured that as you're growing up and you're seeing these strong features in yourself, you had to have wonder why I look like this and why they look like that. And I would want to see some of her childhood. Like, I would want to see flashbacks of that. And then I would also want to see her find the father, because I feel like that's another thing that she's going to do. But I also feel like she's going to be the one to uncover the story about what happened with the mom and stuff like that. Like, there's just so many different places that they can really go with this. And I like how they actually left that open, because you would think that it would be a closed-in story, but there's so many different ways that they could travel with this. We didn't really even talk a whole lot about Benny. I know she was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know we have been on here for over an hour, so we probably can't talk about more.
Benny
But
got on my nerves.
we talked with some more stuff, that a big chunk of stuff that you didn't even talk about, like
I
Benny, the
know.
boyfriend.
Benny and the boyfriend got on my damn nerves.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that I would probably that I would really, really want to see. I was gonna give you another fun fact, but I literally forgot what it was. If I think about it, I'll let you know in just a second, if I can remember.
That
All right,
boyfriend
so
was
while you thinking about it, let me go to the chat.
that
And
boyfriend was an a-hole.
when does a family tell their child they are adopted? It must be a hard decision. I felt bad for everyone involved. I do too, because she didn't know she was a product of a SA. So yeah, I felt bad for that, because it seemed like she was kind of lied to most of her life. You got it, EJ?
Yeah, I remember what it was now, and
Okay, go ahead.
I
Shoot.
when y'all were talking about wanting to know more about Bonnie, they actually do explore Bonnie's story a lot more. She has a whole section in the book. So if you are a book reader, you should definitely check out this book. It's a really good book and it does open a lot more eyes. But as far as Bonnie is concerned, we do learn that she does get to eventually live in her truth, because that was one of the biggest things. She doesn't get to live in it because we're talking about the time that they're in. But if you remember back in the day, there were times when you would see women living together, but you didn't know what was going on. You just think that, oh, they just living together. Like, was the movie that that we did, Brewster Place. Remember Brewster Place? How those
Exactly. Yes.
stuff. And so that's kind of the life that she ended up living. She found someone. She actually did try to get with that dude. Remember the dude that her father's pushing off on her? She just wasn't able to live that life. And so that's why she ends up leaving, and she actually ends up getting with the cop, and she's somebody from the islands as well. And I think it was somebody, little man's somebody, I can't remember who it was exactly.
It was somebody with little man.
Yeah, somebody with little man, and she ends up getting with them, and they end up, having a life and having kids or something like that. But I just thought that it was nice that she was able to get to live at least a part of her truth.
Right.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this story is so intriguing. It could go so many places.
It was intriguing, and a lot of people that come from the island said that this stuff like this really happened back then. So
and if we do get another season, I'm gonna put it in existence. We will, like Candy said, we will get it. That I don't want to see no more of that Steve or whatever his name was. That boyfriend. I don't want to see him no more. Yeah.
I don't want to see him no more either. I was glad the brother gave him a 2-piece of biscuit.
He gave him a 2-piece, a biscuit, fries, a soda. He put everything on that dude. Okay. I was glad he did it.
So look, the audio book is on Amazon. It's free for a month, I believe. And look, you might want to let them read the book to you and just sit down, chill out, and listen to somebody.
I might have to check it out.
All right, so I just put that up.
I always listen to the Audible versions. I just do that while I'm doing other stuff.
Me too. Like while I'm working. Yeah.
So I just figure I put that out there. That is the audio book. Let me thank everybody for coming. Y'all Queen Yolanda. The girl name is Bunny, y'all. Y'all got me looking up Bunny character.
Right. It's Bunny.
It's Bunny, yeah.
Oh, okay. I kept saying
somebody corrected me, but I got it written down in my little notes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I thought it was Bonnie. Okay.
It's okay.
But it doesn't, I mean, it was, I really like that character, so.
Right. I'm going to tell y'all what I got going on, what we got going on next. Tomorrow night is the pregame for Raising Canaan at 10 o'clock. We're going to be doing that, and we're going to be back at like 1:15 to talk about the episode immediately after, because everybody going to be all hungover or something New Year's Day. So we're not going to be in commission. So we're going to do everything and get it done in one night.
Okay, Candy, get your
I'm gonna go down the line. What you got going on, EJ, the TV junkie? What you got going on?
Girl, I got everything that you got going on. But just Raising Canaan. I gotta catch up on my Blackhamptons, y'all. The holiday kind of threw me off, so I will probably do my reviews together, like the one that's going to be for tomorrow. I'll probably just kind of group them together and do maybe a quick chat type of thing about the other episode. As far as the Blackhamptons is concerned, I still got to work on my All the Queen's Men trailer, but I'll probably do that once it gets a little bit closer to it actually premiering. And other than that,
a lot of controversy with that song.
I'm gonna be dropping.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
What happened?
I said it's gonna be a lot of controversy with that too.
Oh,
All the Queen's Men.
Yeah.
Anywho, moving on.
But, yeah, so we shall see. Well, I don't know. But yeah, so we shall see. But that's pretty much what I got going on. Just keep your notifications turned on. I have a lot more stuff coming. I just don't know exactly where it's all gonna fit in just yet.
It's gonna fit in. You good? What you got going on, Tamika, from Tamika's Den, from the BX? What you got going on?
I'm about to do Sisters at 11:30 alive if my computer will let me. And I am just got off before I got on here. I just finished doing the top shows and movies of 2023. Yeah, and and y'all know I'm gonna be rocking with the ladies for Raising Canaan. And Friday, look out for my Purple Rain premiere Friday at 9. Okay.
Purple Rain.
All right, so what you got going on? Make sure y'all be in the chat because she's gonna be premiering it, y'all. So
Yes.
she's gonna be in the chat. We're gonna be chatting it up. We're gonna be chatting it up. What you
That's
got
Friday.
going on?
Wait a minute. You
Candy
said that's
Love?
Friday, Tamika?
Friday.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll be in the chat. Okay.
All right. What you got going on, Candy? You just
Well,
rolling with us, right?
yeah, whatever y'all got going on. But me and Tamika are gonna go live at 11:30 with Sisters. Um,
Mhm.
tomorrow with you.
right.
What else? I'm trying to figure out what other movie I'm going to review. I'm not sure yet. But
She
if you all
just did
haven't
Home
watched
Alone, y'all. Check
yet,
it out.
Home Alone 1 and 2
Yes.
trivia. And then Friday night, prior to that, my cousins and siblings and nieces and nephews play Uno and left, right, center. They got a little intense.
Oh,
So
her
everybody
family's
want to know
crazy. They had a good time. I was right in the chat laughing and talking with the family.
if Uno was break up families. So if you haven't, it's like 2 hours. I didn't realize it that long because my cousin, he took the phone
Me
and
and
walked
Jay
around
was
it.
in the chat going back and
I
forth.
watched this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all can go back and watch
Some people was
that. Run
taking
that
it
up a
real
little
like
bit.
it was gonna be some real feuding going on over there.
I did because they was switching up things. I play Uno the old school way. I don't know what they be doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
They make up rules, girls. I heard
People be
As you
making up rules with the
go.
Uno.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not what we finna do. But
All
that's what I
right.
got going on.
And
So thank you
I'm gonna
for the
be where
platform.
everybody else is. I'm gonna be following all. I'm gonna get on my Learjet and wherever city y'all in, I'm gonna be there too. So I'll be following everybody.
All right, and thank you for coming out, everybody. Deary, Jay, Suburbia Jones, LSW, Ya Queen Yolanda, Michelle Wilder, Monique 69 Ways, PS Beloved. Thank you guys for coming through. We really appreciate you. And thanks for coming out. God bless and have a good night, y'all. Oh, wait, I ain't closed out the vote.
Oh, the
Let me
vote. Yeah,
close
yeah,
out the
yeah.
vote. Hold on. I forgot, y'all. You know, I be trying not to forget, but I forgot tonight. My bad.
You should have had a word scram tonight. That would have been good.
I
for a word
know, but
scram.
I was rushed. I had a whole, we'll talk about it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Look,
No,
I
I'm
already
just
had
messing
this
with you.
messing up, but I closed
Hey, I
the
can't
poll
tell
out.
nobody what to do. I don't have no channel. I'm just following y'all ladies around.
Yo, 80% says they want to see a part 2. So we gonna look.
I
We're gonna
voted.
put
Yeah.
the motion hashtag Black Cake.
We need to
season
find the
2.
people that did this and hunt them down on
Yes,
social
we need
media
to.
and tell them that we want it. Yeah.
Yes, I think everybody that was here was talking about they want to see a part 2.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that is our show for tonight. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate you. God bless and
Peace.
take